Hello, my seedlings. Welcome to the Grove. If it is your first time here, my name is Celine Whitetail, and thank you so much for answering my call to be here with me today. Grab a book and a comfy spot in the shade and stay with me a while as I talk to you about the Mid-Year Freakout Tag. The Mid-Year Freakout Tag is a series of questions that allow us to reflect on the books we've read so far for the first half of the year, and look forward to the books we are anticipating for the second half of the year. Before we get into the video proper, if you enjoy your time here with me, don't forget to like the video. It helps me out so much. And hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. I discovered the Mid-Year Freakout Tag for the first time this year from this video from With Cindy, which I will link in the description below alongside all of the books I mention in this video, and other places you can follow me for more content. I couldn't find an exact origin of the Mid-Year Freakout Tag or a full consensus of questions. Everyone's videos are variable, so I will be using the questions from With Cindy's video. And since some of these questions involve opinions on books, please note that all of these opinions are my own and everyone has different reading tastes, so be nice to each other and to me while expressing these opinions. With all of the admin out of the way, let's get into the questions. I tried to give a different book or author per answer, even though my reading pool is quite small, as I only started reading very heavily in April, to keep things as varied even though a lot of books could have been answered with multiple questions. Starting off with, best book you've read so far this year. Very cliche first answer, but it has to be A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. It was a perfect book for me. I kicked my feet, I giggled, I cried, I put my book down and stared at the wall. I had nothing to critique with this book. It was the first book I read this year that sucked me into reading fully, got me into booktube and book content, and really stoked the fire to read. And I haven't found a better book since. I'd give a recap of ACOTAR, but everyone's read it, and for anyone who hasn't, please do. It's so good. I know it can be scary to want to jump into a book that everybody's talking about or everybody has talked about. People can feel like it could be overhyped, but it's really not. It's one of the most recommended for a reason. Seriously, if you haven't read it, give it a try. It's really good. Best sequels or series continuation you've read so far this year. So since I'm only just starting my reading journey, I've started a lot of brand new series, but I've only continued to. The Kate Marshall series and the DCI Erica Foster series by Robert Brinsta. And as fun as those series are, I don't want it to be the answer to this question because it's the definitive one. So instead, I'll answer what my most anticipated continuations are. I'm really excited to read A Court of Mist and Fury because people who love ACOTAR say that this book is somehow better, and I don't know how it can be. I'm also super excited to continue the Octation Chronicles with The Sins of Silas, which is a sequel to Lies of Lena by Kylie Snow, and the Ashen series with The Kingdom of Claws, sequel to A Road of Bones by Demi Winters. I would have read them already if I hadn't locked in like 4 to 6 months of reading before even reading my first book in April. Tape A girlies, where are you at? Speaking of which, I'm currently in the middle of God of Malice by Rena Kent, and I am obsessed with that book, and I want to drop everything and read everything Rena Kent has ever written, so, you know. Really regretting tying up my entire 2025 before reading any books. New release you haven't read yet but want to, or most anticipated release for the second half of 2025. There are tons of books that have come out recently that I've wanted to read. I tend to be on the slow end of reading new releases because there are just so many. Big on my list is The Night and the Moth because I love One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I also tend to not pay too much attention to upcoming releases as a specific category because I have so many books on my Goodreads TBR, but I'm super excited for a pack for spring or summer, even though I haven't read a pack for autumn yet, but it is a 5-star prediction for me. Also, The Mating Game by Lana Ferguson because she has made herself an auto-buy author for me. And I have her entire physical backlist as books after reading Under Lock and Key. Biggest disappointing read. I think my biggest disappointment was On Wings of Blood. I thought it was fine. I still gave it a 3-star, but I saw it on so many people's recommendeds and TBRs, and the ratings were really good that I was expecting a knockout banger, but instead I was disappointed. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue the series. Maybe it'll get better, but the first one is just disappointing. My biggest surprise. I was surprised how quickly I read through Haunted Ever After, as my dalliances with the cozy genre hadn't been great so far this year. But the book was super well paced, even though not a lot technically happened. It never felt like a drag, and the romance was cute when I tend to not like cinnamon roll guys, or I thought I didn't. I really, really love character-driven stories, so if your characters are cute and I vibe with them, I don't even really necessarily need a plot. Again, God of Malice kind of teaching me that. New favorite author. Marion Blackwood is definitely an author I'm excited to read. The continuation of the Flame and Thorns series, as well as start one of her other series, The Ruthless Villains. I also previously mentioned Lana Ferguson as an auto-buy author. Rena Kent is becoming an auto-buy author. Newest fictional crush and or favorite character. I mean, I really fell for Rysand and Akatar, the prison cell scene. My heart really felt for him. I'm nothing if not predictable. Also, I loved Jonas from The Road of Bones. And also, I'm loving, I know I keep gushing about this and it's probably a lot of recency bias, but I've been obsessed with God of Malice and Killian. It is a little scary how much I really, really like him. It's one of the... Dark romance is one of those like forbidden things that I feel like I have to justify why I like it. And it's almost like a no, I shouldn't be enjoying this. This is something that, you know, good girls don't enjoy. It's probably why I like it so much. Have any books made me cry this year? Shockingly, Dungeons and Drama had me bawling my eyes out for the last 50 pages. There was just something about the family and found family aspects coming to their conclusions, the third act breakup resolution. It just hit a soft spot in my heart and I just couldn't stop crying. A book that made me happy. I laughed so much while reading Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. I generally don't laugh a lot in general as a person. Comedy doesn't hit very often with me. But the dry humor really hit the spot for me, and I was constantly laughing out loud while reading that book. The most beautiful book I've bought this year. I've bought a few very pretty books and plan to buy many, many more. I'm sorry, roommate. Rent might be a little harder to come across for me. I bought the Illumicrate Special Edition for Underlock and Key, which is a gorgeous edition. I pre-ordered the deluxe editions of the Shepherd King duology by Rachel Gilling, and I will give my very soul to get the Road of Bones special edition from Moonlight Box, which I'm on the waitlist for, but I don't think I'll be getting in the front in time, which I'm devastated about, but I'm holding out hope. And it's one of those books where I legitimately, as much as I don't want to support the practice, I'll probably buy it from a scalper off of Pengu or eBay. I want that book so bad. I'm hoping that they'll see how big the turnout is and just have an even bigger wait list or print more books, but we'll see. What books do I really need to read by the end of the year? I definitely want to hit a lot of big books in different genres, as this year is really going to show me what I like and don't like in books. I want to get to Flawless for cowboy romance, Haunting Adeline for dark romance, and Icebreaker for sports romance. I also want to read books from authors I've seen where I have several books from them I'm interested in. I do a silly little thing that's very arbitrary where I only allow one book per author on my Goodreads list until I've read one book from them in case I find I don't like an author's writing. I see a lot of books by Allie Hazelwood, Rena Kent, Runix, Colleen Hoover, Abby Jimenez, Katie Robert, Ashley Poston, Scarlett St. Clair, and Carrie Maniscalco that I want to read, just to name a few. And that was the mid-year freakout tag. I'll have links to the questions and all the books mentioned in this video in the description. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. And comment down below an answer to the question you found the most thought-provoking. Don't forget to like the video, it helps me out so much, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video from me. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye! Mwah.